Hello and welcome back to Tech Exec Mentor, where I share valuable insights from mentoring professionals in the technology and software industry. I'm a successful tech executive and entrepreneur based in New York, and I've been mentoring and teaching technology professionals for over 20 years. In this video, I will be going through the 20-year plan, which in my opinion is one of the most critical long-range career and life planning tools you want in your career planning arsenal. I will provide an overview of the tool and walk you through how I first started using it and why it has become so effective in helping my high potential mentees figure out the next steps in their careers. So what is the 20-year plan? The 20-year plan makes you look far into the future to build a holistic view of what you hope to achieve in your life once you hit that point in your life. We are looking at defining your North Star. We do this by painting a very vivid picture of what your life looks like in 20 years. You then reverse engineer these achievements to identify the key skills and gaps and other activities that you need to focus on along the way to hit those goals. So why is it useful? This is a holistic planning tool, which means you can't only look at one dimension of your career. There's no way to compartmentalize your career and plan it out in a vacuum in that kind of time span. Over the next 20 years, you have to balance out the competing demands in changes to your personal, social, and professional life. You want to look at aspects of your career, like the type of job you will be performing, your job title and responsibilities, and even your expected compensation, and the type of company and industry you want to be working in at that point in your career. You also want to work on other aspects of your life. Let's start with your health. If you've set out to achieve a lot over the next 20 years, will your body be able to sustain that level of effort? Other aspects of your life, like diet and exercise, mental well-being, that you need to prioritize? If you have kids, how old will they be at that point? Will they be off to school maybe? Or they're planning on settling down? How long will you need to support them in terms of finances and other resources? What about your parents and other loved ones? Will they still be around in 20 years? Do you want to be there for them when they need you the most? What about all the other things that are important to you? Maybe you have a bucket list, other activities like going back to school, or achieving a particular status in a sport or a hobby, or traveling to a number of places. Do you think you can wait till you're 20 years older to do this? Will you have the physical endurance or mental acuity at that time? So you want to list out all the key things you want to achieve. So is the plan accurate? I like to tell people about the analogy of climbing up a mountain. There are many paths to get to the top. At the end of the day, if you understand precisely what exists on that peak of that mountain, it helps you to understand where the goal is. As you go through life, there's no crystal ball, there's no way to predict what you'll encounter. But if you understand what exists at the end point, it's going to help you make those decisions. Go back to the analogy of climbing up a mountain. Let's say you understand that there's a peak that you want to attain. You could go up one face of the mountain. It may be very craggy, may be very steep, but it's the most direct path to get you there. There may be a more gentle path, a path that's a bit more meandering, that takes you through more twists and turns. It may take you longer to get there. At the end of the day, there's no precise path that's open to you. In fact, there are many paths. I think what the tool does is, at the end of the day, it helps you to identify what exists on that peak for you. Therefore, as you go through life, you're going to come to points in your career, points in your personal life, where you may have to make a choice. Maybe there's going to be distractions that exist. This helps you to hone in on what exactly is important. You may find that there are certain things that you want to do that just aren't that important. Maybe there is an activity, or maybe there's another job that seems very tempting, but when you actually break down what that new opportunity presents to you, it doesn't really get you closer to that mountain. It may be a lot of money in a consulting uh, role, for example, and you're looking to get into that. But at the end of the day, if that just maybe only helps partially bring you to where you need to be, then there may be other better options for you. This tool really helps you to define very clearly what you're trying to achieve over those 20 years. And as you come up with options, as you come up with opportunities in life, you can always go back to see, hey, is this moving closer to the summit? Is this getting me to the top of that mountain? And if it doesn't, then you already have a clear choice. So will the things in the plan come true? The answer is that there's no guarantee that any of this will come true. No one has a crystal ball. So you may ask, why spend all this time building a plan? And the simple answer is that it helps you to understand what is really important in your life and what decisions you enter into help move you forward up the mountain and what decisions don't. Going back to the analogy of the mountain, there are many paths up the mountain and diversions that will take you away from your goals, from the peak of the mountain, by identifying things that are important to you. This tool will help you to separate the truly important activities from the distractions. So what if life changes? What if your goals change? Well, I can almost guarantee you that life will change, and this plan should also change. This is a living document, something that you want to dust off every couple of years and reassess. It is a focusing tool and lets you identify what is important over what isn't getting you up that mountain. So how do you start working on your plan? I tell folks to start with 20 years first. Build out that goal of where you want to be, and then work successively backwards in 5-year increments, from 5 to 10, and then to 5 years into the future. Block out some time and just try to imagine where you want to be in 20 years. I have the worksheets on my website. Click on the link in the comments to download a free copy of the worksheet, as well as some examples and some instructions. If you plan to get up-to-date content on career planning in the tech industry, please click on the subscribe button to get notified whenever I post new content to this channel.